Hey, if you're a real estate agent and you're always wondering what should I be doing right now, well, this video is for you because I have got the ideal schedule for real estate agents in 2025 to follow so that you can maximize all of your time and be the most effective real estate agent possible. So let's just jump right in to the ideal real estate schedule for agents in 2025. All right, so before we jump in, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. My name's Isaac Guzman with Real Estate CEOs, and I love giving you the best, most relevant information on all things real estate, and that's what this video is, all about the perfect schedule. Now, also, do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I'll wait. Awesome. Now, if you already have, make sure that you share this video, comment, and let me know what your thoughts are. Does this schedule fit your needs? What would you change? What would you add? What would you delete? Now, we're not going to change anything based on your comments, but I'd love to hear your feedback. Now, in addition to that, I got some housekeeping stuff. First, your schedule might not allow this to be your ideal schedule, but the components in there should all still exist inside of your ideal schedule. So here's what I mean by that. My buddy David, he takes his kids to school. He cannot start his workday until 8:30 a.m. It can't happen. Cool. He shifts this entire schedule back to start at 8:30 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. Okay? So now what he doesn't do, these are the two things I do not recommend, is what he doesn't do is remove stuff, and he doesn't move the order in which these things happen. We have A/B tested tons of this, and we know that the order is important and every component is important. All right, so let's just jump right in. So right now, also, just know this. When I say morning routine, I'm saying all the things you do before you start work. I don't care what your morning routine is. It's not my job to tell you got to wake up at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, that you got to read 10 pages, chop down a tree, and, climb a mountain every day. Some people choose to do that. Other people don't, right? That's not important. I live on a ranch. I do a bunch of stuff every single morning before I get started. I can't go tell you, go feed the goats, right? So that said, here's what I do know though. Wrap up your morning routine by about 7:30 a.m. Okay, if you want to hit this schedule. So whatever you're doing, wrap it up by that time. What time does that mean you got to wake up? I don't know. Whatever your morning routine is, subtract it from 7:30. That's your wake up time. Got it? All right, cool. So once you're wrapping that up, 7:30 to 8 o'clock, that is your prep time for work. Okay, that means getting coffee, making sure you have your floor heater or whatever, your charger's plugged in, okay, whatever you need to do to feel comfortable to work. All that stuff is happening between 7:30 and 8 because we start work at 8. So I'm sure you left the corporate world. I know I did. And what would drive me crazy, especially as a manager, is that when work starts at 9, people show up at 9 and then make their coffee. And then they stand there and talk for 15 minutes. Really what's happening is they're starting work at 8:15 and they're late. All right, don't do that to yourself. Be a better employee and be a better boss. Set the standard that 8 o'clock you start. Got it? That means your coffee is being made sometime before 8 o'clock. All right, you're sitting down at 8 o'clock ready to rock. All right, what do we do from 8 to 8:30? 8 to 8:30 is what we just call deal check. All right, now deal check is I'm going to go look at whatever deals I have in the pipeline, any escrows I have open, anything under contract, right? Anything like that. I'm going to look for any red flags or anything that I have to deal with right away. I'm also going to check all of my inboxes, Facebook, Instagram, email, right? LinkedIn, whatever it is, wherever I'm marketing and messaging people, I'm going to be checking for responses. And I'm also going to be checking for comments on my social media to respond back to them. It should only take about 30 minutes. Don't get sucked into social media. A lot of coaches will tell you, don't even touch social media until later in the day. Well, you know what? They assume that you have zero self-discipline. And if you do have zero self-discipline, figure it out because I'm telling you, commenting right away in the morning helps. And you also get that off your plate, but set a hard line in the sand right there. And do not let yourself get sucked into social media or email. You have a 30-minute window. Get it done. Utilize it the best way you can. 8:30 to 9 is role play. You got to be role playing, okay? And here's the thing, 3 critical things about role play. 1, it should be on the topic of what you're going to do today. So if you're doing for sale by owner calls, cool, your role play should be for sale by owner. 2, it should always have objections in there. Don't play softball, deal with objections. Number 3, always work on openers. It doesn't matter how many objections you can handle or how good you are at handling them if you can't even get past your opener. So make sure you're working on your openers. Does it sound ridiculous? Does it sound repetitive? Isaac, I know my opener. I can recite it with my eyes closed. Good for you. Doesn't matter. Continue repeating it every single day. You have to build that in. Here's the thing. Professional athletes, who we would all love their salary, they get paid a ton of money, but the majority of their time is spent on practice, spent on preparing for the game. All right. You got to be the same way. If you want to get paid like an athlete, you got to act like an athlete. You got to train like an athlete. All right. So role play every single day, not every other day, every day. Got it? All right. So that's 8:30 to 9. 9 to 9:15. That is when we do our list prep. That's where we make sure we have all of the data that we need to make our calls, right? If we're making calls, in which we probably are, to do whatever activity we are doing to lead generate. All right, so we're going to jump into lead generation after this, but here, let me define this for you, okay? Lead generation, as we define it, is communicating with people that we have never spoken to about real estate, okay? So this is different than what some people assume lead generation is. Lead generation is not just talking to strangers, okay? And it's also not follow-up. Got it? It's, I have never had a conversation about real estate with this individual. Now, that could be a cold call. That could also be your cousin that you saw last week, but you've never talked to them about real estate. You've never called them about a real estate conversation. That's lead generation. Now, the moment you do have a real estate related conversation with that person, the next time you reach out to them, that'll be considered follow-up. So I want to make sure that we separate those two things. Lead generation happens from 9:15 to 11. Okay. Now, in that 9 to 9:15 window, that's when we're preparing. So let's say from 9:15 to 11 o'clock during your lead generation time, you're going to be following up with for sale by owners, circle prospecting, and expireds, because you just want to get some listings, right? Great. During 9 to 9:15, we're getting those lists. We're loading them into our dialer. We're making sure everything's ready to go, because at 9:15, I'm going to push the button. Got it? So 15 minutes, prepare my data, make sure I have my script wherever I need it, all that good stuff. Okay, that's what's happening. 9:15 to 11, now we're making those calls. All right, one critical thing during this, whenever you get somebody who's interested in hearing more information, you're going to send them an article, you're going to shoot them an email with some information, you're going to connect them with this, that, and the other person. You need to let them know that it will not happen until this afternoon. Why? Because too many times, real estate agents like me and you, we go, oh man, I got a hot one. This one actually wants to be introduced to somebody or wants to do, awesome. But what happens? You stop, you don't make the next call, you send out that email, then you get distracted. Before you know it, 42 minutes has passed by. It's crazy. You know it's happened to you. It's happened to me, right? I'm not exempt from this. So how do you solve that? You let them know, oh, terrific. I'm going to be connecting with Teresa in just a few hours once I'm done with my lead generation and my follow-up, or once I'm done with my calls, or once I'm done with my next meeting, whatever you want to use. But do not set the expectation that you're going to get it to them right away. Get it to them later on in the day, and we actually have a time for that in follow-up 1. So the point is this: don't allow yourself the excuse of getting people information and allowing that to stop your lead generation flow. The best time to make a sale is right after you make a sale. The best time to have a good conversation is right after you just had a good conversation. Don't mess up your flow. All right, it's 11 o'clock now. From 11 to 11:20, we're doing another quick deal check. People have already showed up to their work, their office. They're responding to your email from last night at 9:30 that you shouldn't be sending at 9:30, but let's be real, you did it anyways. So now they're responding, okay, great, from 11 to 11:20. Okay, not everything has to be in 30-minute increments. 11 to 11:20, I'm doing another quick deal check. Usually these are super fast, right? Responding to an email, sending out this thing, doing the 3-way text, connecting them with the photographer or the stager or whatever is happening. Boom, that's when you do that. From 11:20 to 11:30, that's when you're going to do quick social media, at least a story post. All right, so you're gonna put a story up on your social channels, at least one. If you can get 3 out there that are halfway decent, great, get 3 in there. But just spend 10 minutes real quick just posting some stories for the day. Got it? All right. Now 11:30. I tell everyone, based on what time you're starting work, 11:30 is actually a fantastic time for lunch. All right, so we call this the working lunch. Probably heard about this. 11:30 to 12:30, we're doing a working lunch. And the working lunch, the idea behind it is I'm doing my best to network with somebody. I'm inviting somebody out. It's a vendor partner, it's a referral partner, it's a client, it's a past client, it's a potential client, right? And I'm taking them out to lunch. It's another agent that I'm trying to learn from or trying to recruit over to my team. Whatever that is, I'm having a working lunch from 11:30 to 12:30, and I'm trying to get that done. Now, here's the thing. This is your free time. So if you want to do whatever the heck you want to do during that time while you're eating, great, but it should be a working lunch. All right. Now, if you don't have anybody to go take out, well, you got to figure out how to do that. So maybe spend 15 minutes during that lunch inviting somebody to lunch tomorrow. Right. All right. So now this is where we break into, now we're back from lunch. It's 12:30. Okay. This is where we break into follow-up time. Remember, follow-up is people I'm following up with that I've had real estate related conversations with at some point. The only time, and I probably could have brought this up earlier, but the only time that I will consider lead generation and making those calls from that 9:15 to 11 window and not consider it follow-up is open houses. I'm cool if you throw your open house follow-up the first time you reach out to them after the open house. I'm cool if you throw that into your lead generation spot. I don't do it, but I know a lot of people do. They want to get those calls banged out first thing in the morning. I'm cool with it. All right. So here's the thing though. Follow-up is task oriented. So when you're in your lead generation time and someone goes, yeah, give me a call next week, what do? Hopefully you don't write down next week, close your book, and then never look at it again, right? You should enter it into your CRM. Your CRM is your external hard drive for your brain. Remember that. You don't have to remember stuff if you note it and catalog it correctly in your CRM. So your follow-up should be based on what your CRM tells you to do. If you've been doing this for a very short amount of time, then what's happening is you're going to go into your CRM and see 2 follow-ups or 0 follow-ups for the day. Okay, cool. I'm going to go back through it and call some people that I've had conversations with in the past, but this should be task oriented, meaning when I talk to somebody and they tell me call them in 2 weeks, then I'm going to set a task, set a reminder inside my CRM, and then on the day that I set it, it'll pop up during my follow-up time. Got it? So this is where I'm going through and clearing all my tasks. I'm sending texts, I'm sending emails, I'm making the follow-up phone calls, I'm reaching out to people, telling them I'm thinking about them, and then in addition to that, what I'm doing is I'm also executing on my SOI quarterly follow-ups. SOI stands for Sphere of Influence. If you're new, you may have heard it as COI, which is Center of Influence. I don't care what you call it. It's people that you know. All right. Those are past clients, friends, old coworkers, colleagues, people that you met through your rec league, baseball, whatever it is. All right. Those are people. And those people, I'm going to be doing this. And this kind of lays over top this schedule. Every quarter, I have one contact with every single person in my SOI. All right. So quarter one is typically going to be a video. All right. A video text message. And it's super simple. Hey, what's up, Isaac? I was thinking about you. You know, the last time we chatted was over there at the park when we were at the pickleball tournament. I hope everything's okay with your ankle, man. I know you sprained it pretty hard. So hopefully everything's all right. But just thinking about you. And just as a reminder, if you ever need anything from me, real estate related, whether it's 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years from now, I'm your real estate resource. Make it a great day, brother. Bye. That's it. That was what? 25, 30 seconds. It was very informal. I don't care how I look. I don't care what I sound like. I do not watch that video. I just fire it off. Second quarter, I give them a call. Right? I give them the SOI looking for a referral call. I'm not going to get into that script in this video. I'll make a whole video about that at another time. But anyways, they get a call in Q2. Q3, guess what? Video text message. Q4, another phone call. The reason I like Q4 phone calls and why I pick that rhythm is it's always nice to call during the holidays. People like that. All right. So anyways, that's how I do that. So during that time, during follow-up, I'm going to follow up with my leads based on tasks, and I'm going to be working my SOI. So if it's in the first quarter, I'm sending out videos for a little bit. If it's in the second quarter, I'm making phone calls. Make sense? Awesome. All right. From 2 to 3, this is where I'm going to differ from a lot of other stuff you've probably seen and why I think mine is more realistic than most. All right. So now it's 2 o'clock, and this is where my schedule differs from a lot of other people and why I think mine is more realistic and also actually effective. From 2 to 3, we're actually going to engage. That's right. I'm giving you permission to go screw around on the internet. Not really. I'm going to give you some rules around it. All right. Number one, first thing we're going to do is we're going to friend people and follow people. Okay. Look inside your database. Who do you want to connect with more? Great. I got to go follow all them on Instagram, friend request them on Facebook, connect request them on LinkedIn, whatever other thing, follow them on TikTok, whatever other things you know that you should engage with them on. At least those 4 I got to do. Now, those are people inside your database, people that showed up to an open house, people that filled out a form on your website, people that you've been introduced to but went cold. You need to make sure you friend and follow every single one of them. In addition to that, you should also look for people to expand your network with. So, people that are in their late 20s all the way up to their 50s, right, and 60s, those are types of people that have special interests in your area. Follow them. They probably buy houses or sell houses, right? 18-year-olds probably don't, okay? So all I'm saying is this: follow people that are in the age group of people that are buying and selling real estate that have special interests that kind of match yours. So let me give you like a real brief example. Hashtag San Diego Dog Park, okay? It's a real hashtag, okay? People that are going to the dog park, they follow that hashtag. They use that hashtag. Cool, go follow some of them. What's wrong with that, right? If they follow you back, they're going to start seeing your real estate content, right? But start following people inside your market, okay? Especially those that are special interest. Why? What if they're part of a dog group? Well, and you help them do real estate, they're going to expose you to other people inside their network. I know that sounds crazy, but trust me, it works. Anybody who tells you this kind of stuff doesn't work hasn't tried it, and if they have tried it, they definitely didn't remain consistent with it. We've remained consistent with it, and we see a lot of production from this, all right? So grow your network, grow your following by following others, friending them, finding them. Got it? All right, the next thing you're going to do is you are going to engage. That means you're going to read, you're going to scroll. I'm giving you permission to scroll, and you're going to like, and you're going to comment stuff. You're going to comment on people's stuff, especially your sphere of influence. Oh, that's so terrific. You're going to engage with them. Answer their silly questions, okay? Make comments that make them feel good, and make them feel good and make them stand out. All right, make your comments stand out, not just the fire emoji or the buff arm emoji or whatever. Not that. Write a real comment with words. Anywhere between 8 to 15 words is perfect. Okay? They're going to remember that. In addition to that, it's teaching the algorithm that you engage and they engage with you because they're going to like it. Right? They're going to like when you comment. So they post, I'm so grateful that my niece finally made it back from Africa. She was there for 2 years on a missions trip, and we're grateful to have her back. The comment is, so grateful she's back, safe and sound. Hope you guys have a lot of fun. Now, here's the ninja tip. Ask a question. Now, first off, they're going to like no matter what you say, as long as you're not a jerk about it. Number 2, if you ask a question, they will respond. Now, what happens is the algorithm is now finding out that you guys are really good friends. All right. So when you post stuff, you should probably show up in their feed a lot more than you have been. Trust me, this works. Okay. So you're going to be doing that. Go on Instagram, go on LinkedIn, go on Facebook, go on TikTok, and you're going to find people that you know that you would like to do business with. Don't go watch all that other stuff that you follow. Just local people that you know you want to do business with. Comment, like. Okay. Because that's what's going to happen is people are going to start seeing your stuff in their feed because Facebook, Instagram, they believe that you guys are best friends now. Okay? All right, so this next one's a ninja tip, big time. You got to be doing this. Go to that notifications button and find the birthdays for today. If you don't have it, go in your settings, YouTube, how to change these settings. But go to your settings and make sure that you are notified of everyone's birthday. Okay, so it'll typically say like Isaac Guzman and 9 others have a birthday today. Awesome. You're going to click that. You're going to send every single one of them. There's the max I've ever had was 16 in a day, which was very overwhelming, but I did it. 16 isn't too hard. It took me all of maybe 10 minutes to do this. You're going to open that up and you're going to send each one of them a personalized video message on Facebook Messenger. Okay. And if not, do it on whatever platform you have it on. Okay. But send them a video message, preferably through Facebook Messenger, not via text. Here's why. Again, the algorithm catches that you guys are friends if you engage on the platform. Big deal. So you're going to send that text message. I say the same thing pretty much every single time to every single person. So I'm going to give you the script that I use. I do it pretty much the same way every single time. Maybe I'll change some stuff up from here and there, but not really. Hey, what's going on? Hope you're having a special day. Hope everything's amazing in your life and in your world. Enjoy your special day. Happy birthday. That's it. And I say their name in it so they know it's not pre-recorded. That's the other thing too. Hey, Bernadette. I hope you're having an amazing day. Hope everything's amazing in your life and in your world. Enjoy your special day. Happy birthday. Boom, send it. They love it. They'll get it. It's getting the algorithm to put you in front of them, because that's the next piece. So that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to do that for 30 minutes to an hour. Okay, you're going to get sucked into a rabbit hole the first couple times you do it. And I'm sure there's a coach out there somewhere rolling over in their grave or rolling their eyes going, are you really telling people to go scroll on Instagram and Facebook for a whole hour a day? Yeah, absolutely I am. You'll see engagement go up on your posts, guaranteed. All right. So the next thing we're doing is from 3 to 4 is that's when we're now posting. That's when we're focused on our content calendar. Whatever your content calendar tells you to do, that's when we do it from 3 to 4. Are you filming? Are you batch filming? Are you writing content? Are you editing videos? Are you posting? Whatever your content calendar tells you to do, that's what you do from 3 to 4. Got it? From 4 plus, that is appointment time. Okay, that's break time or appointment time. If you have appointments, that's when you're doing showings. That's when you're doing listing appointments, right? Typically, those are going to happen after 4 p.m. If they happen during any other time of the day, you will have to move and shuffle some stuff around. This thing isn't completely inflexible, but keep in mind that the order in which we do these things matters. So a good example is actually engaging before posting makes a lot more sense, right? Based on what I said. Hey, if the algorithm's finding out that it should put your stuff in front of that person in their feed a lot more frequently, it would make sense to post after that has been decided as opposed to before that has been decided by the algorithm. So that being said, like I said at the beginning, every one of these components is critical, but here's the thing. The order in which they're done is also pretty darn critical. All right. So wrapping up, Isaac, when does my day end? That's up to you, but you need to have an end time. You need to have a time in which you say, I'm done doing core activities at X time. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Can you still answer an email at 8:30 at night? Sure, it's up to you, right? But what I mean by core activities is like I'm sitting in front of my desk with an intent and I have a designated time to a specific activity. Responsive stuff, like responding to things. Yeah, pretty much starting at 4 o'clock, that's when I'm hyper responsive. Someone sends a text, makes a phone call, that's when I'm returning, I'm checking voicemails, all that stuff, that happens 4 o'clock or after if I don't have any appointments. So what do you got to worry about now? Now that you have the schedule, what should you be concerned about or what things should you look out for to make sure that you can actually adhere to this? First thing is this. This is a 90-day schedule max. As a matter of fact, I'd say follow this schedule for 6 weeks, then make changes. You are not allowed, as prescribed by me, to make any changes to your schedule once you've set it for 6 weeks. Got it? So you're going to follow it for 6 weeks. If you want to make changes in week 3, awesome. Note them and make those changes afterwards. You will not be able to tell if this is the ideal schedule for you by trying it for 2 days or 2 weeks. You won't. Because you won't see any of the progress. You won't see any of the results. So stick with it for a minimum of 6 weeks before you make any changes. On day 1, you're like, oh my God, I really couldn't do that at that time, or whatever it is, I'm having a challenge with this, or I don't think this is very effective. Awesome, note that, and you get to change it in week 7. You get to make all the changes you want. But you're going to stick to this for 6 weeks. If you cannot stick to a schedule that you have committed to for 6 weeks, I'd recommend getting out of real estate. I've never said something like that on a video like this before, but if you cannot figure out how for 6 weeks to just get your butt in the seat and do the darn things when you're supposed to do them, I don't think real estate's for you. It's just the truth. Sorry if I've been a little too harsh there, but hey, if you're on my YouTube channel, you're here for some coaching, that's some tough love right there. I love you too much to let you believe that you can do anything other than stick to a schedule and actually see results. Until next time, hope you have a fantastic psych. You wish I was about to do that. What I told you is at the end of the video, I would give you an opportunity to join our free platform where we are a community of people helping one another out. We actually jump on live calls every single week. Every Wednesday we jump on a call for productive agents, just teaching you stuff like just what we talked about here. And then in addition to that, every Thursday we do a growth one where people that are looking to grow their teams or their downline, and we give you the best tactics. And trust me, we share documents, we upload extra videos. It goes way more in depth. You think this is in depth? I know I do a good job. I've gotten a lot of feedback that I give a ton of depth, a ton of actionable stuff inside this YouTube channel. You can only probably imagine what it looks like inside Agent War Room when we're opening up the entire playbook. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go into the comments, type in wartime, and I will send you a link where you can sign up for Agent War Room for free for life. Until next time, happy selling. Let's keep crushing it.